Take one. Okay, wait. So before I go any further, I just want to say this. I am by no means, I'll say it very clearly, I am not a millionaire. I just read a bunch of books and I have the knowledge of basically what wealthy people do. And I love learning about investing and I love investing knowledge. So I just wanted to make this video, just kind of share the knowledge that I have and pass on to other people. My only gain out of this video is pretty much the links below, as in my other videos. You know, if you click on links and you buy a book, you know, I get a small commission of it, maybe 4% of it. Or if you join Robinhood, I get a free stock. So just want to put that out there, make things very transparent with you guys who's ever watching. I don't really know you guys, you don't know me, so I just want to make this relationship transparent. As we go along, I'll make more transparency videos. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks. Alright, YouTube, so in this video I'm going to be talking about pretty much, you know, my story with investing in the stock market specifically. I'd like to start this video by talking about why I'm so passionate about investing. Then I'll talk a bit about how I learned how to invest, and then I'll close with where you can get started as well. So I guess I'll start from the start, which was pretty much in like 2008, 2009, when the economy kind of collapsed on itself. My mom lost her job. My dad had a business painting houses, like literally physically painting houses, and he was doing pretty good at the time, and the business didn't slow down at all, so he was fine. We were okay. But my mom lost her job. I think around that time I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school at that time, and I wanted to, and I suddenly had this, you know, I had this like passion in me, this burning desire in me to figure out at that time when the economy collapsed. I wanted to learn what the rich did. I wanted to learn the people that had money. What did they do with their money? And that was around. I was a junior or a sophomore in high school. I pretty much from there just, you know, like it was in the back of my mind, like, you know, I'm gonna eventually one day figure out how to make money or like, you know, how to what's it called, invest money, or I didn't even know if there was a term for it, but I just knew that I had to do something because I knew that the way my parents were doing it was not the way I wanted to do it. So pretty much, you know, I graduated high school. I dropped out of college for various reasons, and I started reading. That's really the most fundamental key, really. It's just reading books. I started reading different books from Amazon. I knew I wanted to learn how to, you know, do what the rich did and everything like that. Pretty much just started reading books. The first book I remember reading where I had a real big breakthrough was the book called The Millionaire Next Door. And pretty much he's talked about, you know, like they invited a bunch of millionaires into their office or whatever, into some party to interview them, and they found that they weren't what they expected them to be. They thought they'd come in with Lamborghinis and nice suits and nice watches and all this nice stuff, and they ended up coming in like passed down suits and used clothes, and they didn't eat from the fancy side of the food section table. They ate from the whatever part of the table, and they found that very interesting because they thought they'd come in Lamborghinis and flashing their wealth, but they weren't at all. They were basically just like blue collar, white collar millionaires, whatever. Something in that book that really struck me was the part about investing, was that they were all these millionaires are basically people who invested in the stock market and did okay in it, or did great in the stock market. They made out well through compound interest, which I learned about later in life, or learned through later in a different book. But they did well in the stock market, and that was the one key thing that I can relay back to that initial idea that I had in the 10th grade, which was what did the rich do with their money, which was they invested. And I think that's the key secret that, or not a secret, but if you want to call it a secret, whatever. I think that's the key thing that, you know, wealthy people do that you know, not wealthy people really don't do, is that wealthy people kind of just, they invest their money and they know how to multiply their money. And that over a long period of time compounds and turns into large amounts of money. So I learned that. The next thing I needed to learn was how to invest. They didn't tell you how to invest in that book. So they just told you what they did to get their money, which is to invest. So I remember reading a bunch of different books. I think I read A Random Walk Down Wall Street. Another good book I read, I don't remember the name of it. I forget the name of it. It was such a good book. And there were so many good lessons in it. This is at a time when my mind was very limber and it was very good at absorbing information and retaining it. Nowadays, not so much. But I was young at the time. I was like 18 or 19 or 20. You know, I started reading different books on how to invest and, you know, talking about all this stuff, like all the numbers involved. And it was all very complicated. And I still really didn't know how to start, honestly. That was until, you know, this book called Money Mastered the Game by Tony Robbins came out. And I forget what prompted me to buy it, probably because I was already exposed to Awaken the Giant Within already. And I thought that was a really phenomenal book, so I said, I'll give this a shot. I guess at the time I must have thought, I know I need to invest, but I don't really know what to do to invest. And that book was a game changer. That book was a real game changer. And I really credit Tony Robbins for writing that book, because that book definitely, and hopefully in the future will have changed my financial destiny. And, I think it changed a lot of people's lives in that book, knowledge in that book. So pretty much, I get my hands in the book and I start reading it, and it was pretty straightforward. It's 500 to 600 pages or something. It's a thick book. It's 600 pages, but you can read through it pretty quickly. And I just took all the information in, retained it, and started doing it. And basically, there's a lot of people that prey on people that don't have knowledge. The people with the knowledge definitely have the power, and they prey on people without the knowledge, and they charge an exorbitant amount of money to learn that kind of stuff. So the way I see it is this, I forget that, I forget why even, the whole where I'm supposed to go with this. I'm just talking about my story and sharing my knowledge with investing. Oh yeah, why I'm so passionate, what prompted me to invest, and where you can start. So yeah, the book Money Mastered the Game, it was really a game changer for me, really, because he broke down exactly, he broke down the mysteries of Wall Street. We'll say that. He really broke it down into a, bite-sized, easy to digest, easy to read, easy to understand, no more secrets. He really broke it down that way, Tony Robbins, and it helped a lot, because he said that, basically, what do the rich do that the poor don't do? And that's the rich invest. They know how to invest their money. They know how to move their money around to make more money. And he talks about asset allocation, meaning where you put your money. He talks about, the myths of Wall Street, where not to put your money. And he doesn't really talk about, which stocks to pick, but he gives like a fundamental undertone, fundamental whatever knowledge of the stock market. And it was really good. It was a really good book. And that really laid the foundation for me to have a good investing career. Yeah, so it was a pretty good book. It was a great book. And after I read that, around that time, I was investing with TD Ameritrade, and it was $10 a trade. And then around a little life later after that, Robinhood came on the scene. And, Robinhood is a great app. I'll leave a link below for Robinhood. I'll leave a link below for everything that I've mentioned in this video. But around that time, after Money Mastered the Game came out, Robinhood came out, and I opened an account with Robinhood and started messing around Robinhood. And I remember I really had no idea what the hell I was doing. I didn't want to buy an index fund. I don't remember. I don't think I knew what it was at the time, or I knew what it was at the time, but I wanted to try and do it on my own, And that was my first lesson, my first major lesson in Wall Street, which was, stick to the blue chips and the index funds. I don't remember what stock it was. It was probably a penny stock at the time, but I bought a penny stock and I watched, 30% of my portfolio tank in a matter of like an hour after the market closed. It wasn't that much money. It was like maybe $20, but still 30%. Fuck, that's not good. So I watched that happen, and I remember around this time I was definitely on a quest for knowledge. Not so much anymore. But after I kind of, learned that kind of stuff, or I took that big L, basically, I decided that I'm going to learn how to do this stuff and I'm going to master it. And that's where pretty much, that's when after I took that first big L, I remember going to an investing seminar, and it was a sales pitch pretty much. And I remember one thing he said that really stuck out to me was, there's two ways to learn on Wall Street, or there's two ways to learn how to invest. One is you pay the market, and the other is you pay someone, or you pay someone to teach you. And he was absolutely right. But I'm glad I learned at that time that after I took that big L, the 30% loss in an hour on $20, that there's a bit more to it than just randomly picking stocks, and there's some science to it, and there's an art to it as well, I think. So that's pretty much how I learned to invest. I took that big L, and I decided I learned there that that's not good, and you shouldn't mess with penny stocks unless you know exactly what you're doing and you're confident in what you're doing. But after the big L, I pretty much stuck to my guns and stuck to index funds, like in the book Money Master the Game. Like Tony says in Money Master the Game, he says, index funds are the way to go. They usually return about 8 to 10% a year, and he was right. They have been returning about 8 to 10% a year. Yeah, so that's pretty much how I learned to invest, and why I'm so passionate about it. One other reason why I'm really passionate about it is also because of the compound interest. Is that you can take a small amount of money and turn it into a relatively large amount of money over a long period of time, say 20 to 40 years. And you can just imagine if when you're 18 and you start sticking away 20% of your income, every single paycheck, every single gift, everything you ever get from the time you're 18, and you stick it in an index fund until you're, I don't know, 55, 65, you could probably be a millionaire if you do it correctly. And I know that's not exactly what a lot of people want to hear. They want to hear, how do I make $1 million tomorrow? How do I make $1 million next week? How do I make $1 million next month or whatever? Obviously there's people out there that do that, but you need to, I wouldn't even know where to start with that kind of stuff. Maybe you just need to get a lot of attention, you need to have some kind of skill, you need to create a product or whatever. But for the rest of us, we're taking the slow route to wealth, and that is simply by investing in the stock market and compounding those gains. So yeah, that's pretty much me just sharing my knowledge on investing. Because I got inspired by another person on Facebook saying he's just sharing his knowledge in his videos, and I thought that would be pretty cool just for me to just talk about what I like and what I'm passionate about, which is personal finance and pretty much just investing and stuff like that. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. If you did, leave a like. If you like, comment below. Tell me what you liked about the video. Tell me what you didn't like about the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video and want to see more, I'll leave the links below for all the books. The books are, just off the top of my head, are Money Master the Game, changed my life. Millionaire Next Door, changed my life. Robinhood, I'll leave a link below for Robinhood, changed my life. And I think that's it. So yeah, I hope you got some value out of this, and I'll see you in the next one.